I'm addicted to persistence.
All right, here we go. What is going on, my frosty friends? My name is Wintercasice, and welcome back to Discord Dungeons and Dragons with the Solaires, specifically Wanderer, Tiny, Herma, Stray, and Wow. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi,
Greetings, fellow humans.
Penis. Okay, let's go. I just got off the maid outer shift.
you're
Let's
still
do
muted,
this.
Wolf, if you didn't know.
To be fair, we got absolutely crushed. And I appreciate that, Stray. Thank you. I better say we got absolutely. To be fair, to support you on that, Tiny, I also got pretty wrecked at work today. But
I got on the meat section for the first time at Subway, and my first orders, a family of 7 ordering sandwiches, each of them costing over $20 each, because they added so much meat onto them.
sounds delightful.
Wow.
Protein.
I made a joke after the fact that we should have had them sign a waiver because that much meat is gonna give you diarrhea. They might end up in the hospital, but oh well, not my fault. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Hey, Laura. Hey. Okay.
Hold on 1 second. On a side note, though, and this is I'm not sponsor or anything like that, but I just want to say I just got a copy of Bright Memory Infinite for free, and I just want to quickly shout that out because of the fact that I was really excited about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cause I know none of you guys probably it was a very short series I did on the channel quite some time ago. I played Bright Memory when it was in early access.
I think I remember that.
But Bright Memory Infinite just came out literally just the other day, and I got access to my free copy because I supported them on early access.
Cool.
I'm gonna set up my Patreon to pay you soon.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Better say, hopefully getting back into posting regular videos and doing some game streams very soon. Just this Friday, buying a house.
Getting $25 for both me and Cam over there. That's gonna be a good.
Indeed. It'll help my gaming addiction. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Actually, I have actually barely touched any money that was given to me. I have it for improving stuff, or if I need to, update things.
Understandable.
I keep my promise of making sure that it's stream related, like my computer stuff related.
Ah,
Well, I mean, you need food if
True.
you want to keep the streams going.
True, that's true. But let's go ahead and get into tonight's session. Yeah. So, I guess the best way to start is last time on D&D. The Solaires, making their way downtown, walking fast and faces past in their homebound, were basically
Got a real comedian here, folks.
I know, thank you. No, sorry. Just my buddy M just in the background. But anyways, the party making their way through making their way to the end of the ravaged path, making their way to a town that Blue and a couple of you had formerly known, is now renamed, taken over by a person named and renamed Gudnak's Origin, but upon getting there, you guys dealt with some ogres and a troll who was a lot more trouble than you guys expected. Found out some more about what you were walking into, and as you walked in, encountered some potential allies in some feline individuals. Trusting their word, they brought you to a base that was not too far away from Goodnack's origin, and upon walking in, found out that these particular tabaxis were working with the Thieves Guild. So let's go ahead and step right back in to to where you guys left off. Inside of this base, just outside of Goodnack's origin, you are in a Thieves Guild bunker. Party, Solaris, what are you doing? As you walk down into this base.
I am following the group.
All right.
Blue is observing, looking for just anything.
All right.
Just looking around.
What was the name of the guy that pulled Kazir's beard?
That would be. Hold on one second. I got all their names right here. There we go. He had not introduced himself yet, so.
Oh, all right.
Here we go. So, you guys are currently being led into this base. You guys just got into the actual base itself, but you are currently back with the leopard fur tabaxi. A male leopard fur tabaxi, who is walking you guys into the base. Alright, mates. Time for you to get comfortable. Probably you guys had quite a long ride to get here, so best rest before we sneak into the town. We have some ideas, so we would love to get your opinions on it as well.
Alright. Tell us the ideas, but first off, how about a little roll call?
Oh.
What's your name, fella?
Oh, absolutely. The name's True Wave. You could just call me Wave, though.
Nice to meet you,
That's
Wave.
a real name.
Ah, you haven't spent much time with tabaxis, have you?
I have Kazir. He's not named after anything. He's just Kazir. But yes, I know tabaxis are named after things instead of names.
Allow me to introduce you to a couple of people here. See here, you see he points to a gray furred tabaxi. That one over there is Tranquil Fire.
That's a nice name.
Points over to a tabaxi with like white furred tabaxi with black spots. That over there is Beauty of Summer.
That
That's
kind of waves.
also his name.
Points over to a black fur tabaxi with like splotches of white. That there is Fallen Twig.
That's...
Pleasure to meet you.
I like that.
And you probably haven't met my friend here, and he points to the orc that you guys were walking with as well. His guy is Drops, and you see a cheetah-skinned tabaxi.
Why did you have two voices?
Listen here, pal. You gotta understand. You're working with the Thieves Guild, and not just the Thieves Guild. You're working with our sect of the Thieves Guild. So you gotta listen here, mate. Our voice is gonna be a bit weird, because we are so used to jumping from thing to thing. How much of the Thieves Guild do you guys even know?
I grew up with it, so quite a bit. You guys are actually the good guys around the area. Taking from the rich, stealing from the poor, making sure... wait, no. It's the wrong. Giving to the poor. If the poor... You pretty much kept people alive.
Stealing from the rich, taking from the poor.
Heartless. Heartless.
Yeah, you guys are the good guys. You steal from the rich, you take from the poor. It's great. Love what you got.
I kind of do.
Blue, I want you to roll me a history check.
Okay.
Ooh.
Any extra modifiers?
Nope.
Kind of
Just a
couple
straight,
rounds of Thieves Guild?
just straight history roll.
Alright. Yes. Three. Kaboom.
Oh.
I'm using point of luck. 16.
You would know that the Thieves Guild has been around for quite some time. They were one of the original organizations that started to work underneath the kingdom, but they were also reasonable. Only a couple of decades after the Thieves Guild was formed, the Razors was formed, and the Razors are a lot more bullheaded.
You don't pay them and they'll break your knees.
Pretty much, yeah. Basically, the Razors are more like the Mafia, and the Thieves Guild is more like an underbelly. But to your knowledge, the Thieves Guild is, and this is.
I get new headphones.
Thank you.
They have word on it.
Yes, I do. Say, you go play before you have to go to sleep.
Okay.
Bye, child. Oh. So
Hi, Derp.
silence.
Daddy duty takes first,
Yes.
as always should be in my book.
Apologies, just fatherly responsibilities.
No worries. Like I said,
Hey.
daddy duties always should be priority.
But anyways, also to your knowledge, Blue, with your very limited knowledge, you also have you also reminded of something that was said to you by a person that hired you guys back in Makanali.
Hold on a moment.
Who? What is it?
You guys remember being told that the Thieves Guild was run in three different sections. There was a tribunal that ran the Thieves Guild. It was run by a human, an elf, and a tabaxi. And each of them ran different sections of the Thieves Guild. And I do distinctly remember going over that with you guys, especially you, Stray.
Yeah.
Because when you
I think I remember it.
Because when you accepted the mission in the first place.
Oh, yeah, I remember that now.
What?
What's up?
A human, tabaxi, and what?
A human, tabaxi, and an elf. You didn't learn any of their names. You just know that it was that they were run by a human, an elf, and a tabaxi.
Slick.
So there are three sections of Thieves Guild. I presume you guys work under the tabaxi, but there's also the human and the elf.
Well, that's pretty wise of you, mate. That's pretty accurate, all things considered. However, what you might not have known is that the tabaxi side of things, technically, we have 9 subsects. Right now, you're staring at a part of the 4th sect. As he kind of gestures towards the other tabaxis around him.
He just sort of puts his head on his hand. So that's where the 9 lives thing comes from.
That would be correct. It's an old wives' tale that all of us cats have 9 lives. So we decided to take it a little bit more seriously. There are 8 people in charge of all the sects, and then there's our leader, who is our representative of the Tribunal.
I think I'm gonna tell check real fast.
Hey, what kind of check?
Intelligence.
Absolutely.
See it. Blue knows.
If Blue knows what?
Blue knows a certain thing.
Okay.
Oh, he does.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I've heard of that tale, but I also know the actual origin of it. It's just that cats are super agile, so it looks like they are able
You
to
know,
do. Yeah.
Hey there, mate. We have to wait for our reconnaissance the rest of our reconnaissance to come back before we can do anything. So, why don't you guys take a load off? We have a lot of space you guys can work with. We got some training areas. We got some bunks. Do what you need to
Do you
do.
have paper?
We have some paper, yeah?
I'd like a paper and quill, if you don't mind. I have.
Absolutely. Go ahead and move over there and go talk to Tranquil Fire. She will get you hooked up with some paper and a quill.
All right. He goes on over to Tranquil Fire, leaving him.
Anything else I can help any of you guys out with?
Kadir actually nods as he gets close to him. I doubt that you know, but I've heard that there is that. Sorry, my tongue got tied.
Oh, it's all good.
That there is a certain tabaxi slaver near here, and I hope that maybe you guys know something. As in, the slaver's name is hold on, Corvus.
Corvus, yes.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
I would.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were gonna say the name of the hag.
No. No, of course. His priority is the Corvus right now because he knows that Corvus is near them.
Habeas corpus.
It's the moment you hear the moment you say a slayer named Corvus, you immediately just see a look of disgust on True Wave's face. Listen here, mate. We don't talk about traitors.
Good to see you hate him almost as much as I do.
Corvus used to be part of us. He used to work right under our leader. And he started working for that hag.
Zir's eyes almost light up that he knows about the hag. Excellent.
You gotta understand.
Excellent.
You gotta understand, mate. You gotta understand, mate. We know almost everything that goes on in this country. We are literally a network of information. As far as that hag goes, we can't pinpoint her. So we couldn't go after our old pal Corvus. And what's even worse than that, mate? He's in this town. We still can't get him.
His ear kind of chuckles. Well, he points to my Kark. My friend here has would Kazir actually know what the thing was called, or would he? Sorry,
he did tell you guys what that's called.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second, because I gotta remember what its exact term is. It's a ability that they have, and I'm just blanking on the name right offhand.
Casey.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, sounds good. Ugh, hold on 1 second. I got my notes. I didn't write down in my notes, did I? It's in the actual pamphlet. I'll look it up, but it's a mark that the blood hunters put onto their targets that they're hunting. It's basically he's marked.
Are you talking about the hunter's mark?
No. Hunter's mark is rangers and certain other class abilities. It's a very specific mark that blood hunters can put onto their targets that cannot be gotten rid of unless they dispel it.
Would you like me to try and find it for you?
If you want to. I have the notes. I have Kark's abilities all written down, just not in the. It's not in this folder. It's in a different folder. But not the point. Either way, he's marked.
How long have I been muted?
Just for a little bit.
Okay. We'll just call it like Blood Hunter's Mark for now.
Yes.
My friend here put a Blood Hunter's Mark on, so we kind of have a bead on him.
Well, you see, mate, we know he's in. We know he's in there. We have some of our spies keeping an eye on him. But he's not the only stranger in town.
Oh,
No, he's only one of the few strangers that are in town. And that's why we've been keeping such a heavy profile here. You think that we'd have we'd have over 10 of us here if this wasn't a big deal?
point taken.
You see, I don't know if you all understand what's going on in the next town over. Stratford. That's where most of us of the Thieves Guild work from. That's where the Tribunal is hidden.
That it?
No. It's it is. Apologies, guys. I have Kark's notes right here. What is it called? I got it. Anyways. No, he's one of him and his what was it, the lizard folk that came with him, some kind of other magic user. They are two new individuals that just came into town, just the other day.
I see.
But it turns out that he had some contacts with this darker organization that has made their way through the country. You see, mate, we have two individuals in town that bear a mark of a broken skull.
His ear growls, almost hisses. Those fuckers, we've been are deep trouble.
Indeed, and they've been talking with they've been wanting to talk with the Tanaruk and his entourage.
That it?
Fucker. I see.
No, that's I'll find it in a bit. Hold on. Anyways. Yeah, apparently some kind of clown came into town.
His ear almost face palms. That fucker is always in our nightmares.
And most interesting is there's a one-armed man in town.
Wow, what a convergence. Victor. Wait, should I? Holy shit!
We're trying to dig. You see, mate, we're trying to dig up some dirt on what they're doing here. Apparently, they've been talking with some people in town, trying to get specific supplies. We're trying to figure out what they're after, and that's why we have some of our agents out right now. But we need to track down. But that's why we're not going anywhere, and why we haven't gone directly towards the main building. We're a reconnaissance team.
Understand.
Which is why it seems to be a very fortunate turn of luck that all you folk came into town. It looks like you guys are more well-muscled than we are.
Yeah, most of this party's about breaking bones.
You see, mate, we're more of a stealth group, if you catch my drift.
I try to be as stealthy as I can almost most of the time.
But either way, the rest of our allies should be coming back in time now. Why don't you go ahead and take some time and rest? Work on some personal projects. We got some training dummies over there if you want to just practice. It's up to you what you want to do.
Yeah, Training seems like a good plan.
Of course, if you have any more questions, all you got to do is ask. I may not have all the answers, but I might know something. I might know some things.
I hate that I didn't take more notes about Victor, or
Vector, yeah.
Vector, not Victor. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, similar names. Now, they're about to say, I mean, you guys didn't think he just disappeared, did you?
No, I knew that he didn't. It was like, seemed like it was more of a, okay, let's get us to here now before, and I kind of forgot about him. But yeah.
Has been some time.
Well, if I could remember more, I would say Kazir explains to him what he knows about the one-armed man.
Ah, so you tell him everything you know about Vector.
Yeah. Kazir sits and explains to him what he explained about Vector and about Garland. What's up, Blue?
Hold on. You wouldn't really know much about Vector, but he's...
We know more about them than they do, probably.
Yes. Let me remind you a bit, because I have notes. He killed the guy in the training, saying
Yeah, I remember that.
in the tournament, saying that he was the first of many. When we got to Melbourne, we saw the Enlightened Hand doing the bone magic after another murder of his.
Oh yeah.
That's about it.
Here we go.
That's all we know, other than he's a revenant.
Found it. The brand
And
of,
he's
brand of castigation. That's what it's called.
Victor's after a certain Victor's after a certain family. I cannot remember the name though.
I mean, you guys met him pre-stream.
Yeah.
I cannot remember the name of the family he's after for the life of me. Oh yeah, and Vector used to be a super strong knight or soldier who he believes he died a wrong death, which was either of dying of sickness or poison. Pretty sure it was poison that family did.
Yeah. Yes and no to that, mate. You see, you are correct about Vector. If now that you've talked about it, there was a Vector that existed. Not that long ago. He was killed 23 years ago, if I remember correctly. And he wasn't just a soldier. He was a personal guard to the Queen.
Oh.
But soldier nonetheless. He knew a battlefield better than he knew most things. But he was the personal protector to the current queen. Well, the former queen and protector of the current princess. Well, now queen, because of her marriage. Oh gosh, how many? I don't remember how many years ago that was. She inherited
Would
it.
I know?
Yeah, if you want to roll a history check.
I feel like I would know from how far up.
I would say you
ladder.
and Blue can roll a history check with advantage because of where you guys are from.
Oh, that's good, because on my first roll, I rolled a 7.
Oof.
Not much better on the advantage. 14.
Oh, 1 second, I gotta pull in my notes. Most of my notes are here, just
all piled together. I get you.
have to pull in several sources.
Take your time.
Okay, gotta go under my royal posh names. Here we go. He was the protector of Anastasia. Former Queen Anastasia before her passing. And the current and was the protector of the princess, now Queen Atharia. Queen Atharia III.
Alright.
And because you rolled above 13, you would know what the current king's name is as well. It was a low DC either way. Actually, now that I think about it, did I even give you guys the last name of the royal family?
I don't think so.
Wasn't it Altman or something like that?
Don't believe I gave it to you. Hold on. Just
I have notes about the Red King in my notes.
the Red King.
I have his first queen is named Atharia Altman.
Oh, yeah, the Altman family. Yes. The. One second. Yep, that is correct. Apologies. I just want to make sure I'm giving you guys full information. And did Blue get the current king's name?
I don't think
I don't think I mentioned the current king's name. I mentioned the original king's name, which was the Red King. But yes, the current king is he taken on the anybody, and for you Blue and for you Belwraith, you guys would know that the royal when somebody takes on the throne, they take on the last name of the king and queen, rather than to take on the name rather than a princess marrying off and taking on the name of their last name. They keep the bloodline. They want to make sure the name stays. So Altman is still the last name used. The current king is hold on a second. Gotta pull this up. King Nathaniel Altman.
We lost Henrik.
I can see that.
Henrik's dead.
No, he just dropped. He just dropped in the middle of the conversation.
Rip.
Good night, sweet prince.
He's asleep now. It's fine.
Yeah, he was.
God.
He was the protector of the previous queen Anastasia, and her husband King Charles Charles Altman. And for you Blue and you Belwraith, you guys don't even need to roll. King Charles was the one he was the one who reinstated slavery.
AKA the Red King, I think.
No. The
Red King was the one who liked killing.
Charles Charles. That was Charles. Yes. Because the original king was the original king was not the Red King. The original king of Atharia was not. The original king of Atharia was a gentle and kind soul who actually was trying to do what was best. Charles was a maniac.
Pardon me. Makes sense.
The notes you gave me of him are sweet.
Oh yeah, they were. Yeah. Either way, mate. He was a personal protector of Anastasia and his and her daughter, Princess Atharia III. I didn't expect him to be a revenant. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Pale skin, black eyes. That's revenants.
We're gonna see if True Wave knows what a revenant is. Oh no, he knows what it is. Okay, he knows the basics anyways. So, kind of. So he's like an undead then.
He managed to kill a knight in one swing.
kind of. Now I'm really glad we didn't try to ambush him. Ooh.
Yeah. It is a nightmare.
Either way.
Hey, Kazir, didn't he nearly kill?
Yeah.
I don't know any. I don't know
You
anything.
made it out of that.
I don't know anything about this Garland fellow. Have to put some feelers.
Garland the clown.
Have to do some. Put out my feelers. Put out the feelers and see if I can find anything.
Oh, you haven't heard of him?
Oh, what? I'll let you
he
know,
was,
Tiny.
he was a town freak in Pegland. Everyone was terrified of him. He
Pegland.
was terrified of him.
The Mad Joker.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Wait, Mad Joker? Jester? Mad Jester.
The Mad
Right?
Jester.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Pegland.
Yeah.
A sore subject right now.
Yeah.
Poor,
I visited there.
poor fools are slimmer than the fishes now.
Oh, shit.
I know.
Have you not
Yep.
heard? Have you not heard?
Wait, what?
What happened?
Most of the city's underwater at this point.
What?
Some kind of ceremony that they did. Whoever that group was that moved in there.
The Neo-Naga.
Yeah, apparently they've been doing all sorts of rituals and things.
Yeah.
Most of it's underwater at this point.
Bimp, cover your ears.
Who?
Bimp.
For what?
Oh.
So, he's talking to all. He's talking to all you guys.
Yeah, we all are kind of in the same group.
You guys just watch as Bim walks away from the conversation.
Yeah, that was kind of her home.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't mean to offend anyone. Just this is recent information, apparently.
I've been in Pegland when they started in there. I don't know what they did, but the town is not right. The civilians of the town seem to have no memory and act like it's completely normal that their mayor disappeared, that these new people just came up, other than the shopkeepers and the innkeepers.
Message is a low-level spell, and I believe that's a cantrip, but sending.
You have to cast it
Sending,
third level.
Yeah, sending is a third-level spell that actually allows you to send a message over a long span, as long as you're on the same plane of existence. Sorry, Abby's just asking me a question.
No worries.
Yeah, this is a recent this is a recent development that we found out about. Apparently, last time when our agents were there, unfortunately we had some agents hanging out in the Thunder Inn. Fortunately, we were able to get our agent out, a Mr. Thor.
Oh, he's alive?
Yeah, apparently he was set up to be executed, but fortunately we had some agents. We already had some agents go there to get him out.
Oh, thank Lord.
Thank goodness.
His wife was terrified.
Yeah, we got tipped off by some person in Belval. Apparently, was enough to go. We were able to act a little bit faster than we would have.
Who?
Oh, what was his name? He's the mayor.
Sammy.
Yeah, he messaged us not that long ago.
About how long? Blue's out of context. Well, in context, Blue's trying to see if he helped with the
A couple days ago.
Oh.
He got in contact.
Right.
Apparently, he got some word was spread and we were able to act on it. Some person apparently tipped off Belval that the city was in danger.
That was me.
Well, either way,
Good work.
I guess in that case, we owe you guys a bit of a thank you. We were able to get some of our agents out and a couple of individuals that they wanted scampered out.
Wait, did you Did you get Tom and Jerry out?
Oh, you talking about the guy who was obsessed with his cat?
Yes.
Yeah, we got them. We did get them out. They're currently being transported.
Alright, good. Because they're over here managed to spill their secrets and nearly got them killed. Blue's still
How was I
mad about
supposed to
it.
know I was bugged?
However,
It was in...
However, still a dangerous place. So we got some agents out there keeping an eye on things. There's part of the city is still above water, and supposedly it's being supposedly, at least according to some of our spies, it's being used as a prison.
Underneath the ground, there is a magic deterring cell. That's where they keep their special prisoners.
Well, most of it's underwater at this point. Whatever that place is called. What is it called? Moonstone?
Moonstone Keep?
Yeah, that's the place. Apparently it's been changed up and turned into a prison.
I wonder if Jade's okay. Blue's still worried about his fish.
That would be, write the message. They can be 25 words. We only know a handful of prisoners there. Apparently there is a what were the names? Hold on, let me pull up a file. And you watch as he walks over to one of his filing cabinets and he pulls out, Stray, to your familiarity, a portfolio. And you watch as he pulls out one that has the symbol of Pegland. We always fortunately, thanks to our contacts in Stratford, we're still kept up to date with everything. According to this, the only ones that we've been able to verify that were inside of the keep, it looks like the owner of a magic shop named named Vivian.
I'm 50. Oh,
That's her name.
A blacksmith named Danielle.
Oh no.
And it looks like they are also keeping the former leader in there as well, a Mr. Marklehay.
yeah.
It also says they have a fish.
She's still alive. And is he still alive?
It's very weird. Apparently they have him.
That's my fish.
Apparently they have him in a cup and they have it manacled to the wall. Seems
Sorry, I had to laugh at that.
Okay.
Seems a little extreme.
Well, I told them to keep that fish safe, so I guess they're doing a good job. It's not dead yet.
Sorry. When I was working on all that stuff, I had to put that in there.
I understand.
Hey, he made a deal. He honors it, but it's at the same time.
I did.
Yeah.
He never said the living conditions would be amazing though. So now your fish is
As long as it's not dead.
So now your fish is still alive, but it's in a cup of water manacled to the wall.
I can just say that so vividly.
Just walk.
Those are rainbow fish too, so it's just
It's so sad. It looks like we permanently lost Herma. That's sad. Did Herma say why he left?
I don't think so.
I will help you. Give me a second.
That's weird. I'm now reading the comments inside of this chat. Winter, fuck you. No, I'm gonna continue writing Blue's life story. What did I do? Just
That was when you commented on Victor. Vector.
On Vector, yeah. Hey, he was never out of the story.
Irma's dead.
I know, but you're just bad luck.
It's just all three of these. The worst people we know in one place. Seems nightmare fuel.
Alright.
Um,
Is this to your mom or to your mentor?
oh no. Bim tries. Isn't that magic proof? No.
So your
The
mentor?
underground prison is. I don't know if all the.
You guys just watch as Bim pulls out a string, and you watch as she
Copper wire.
spreads it thin between her fingers, so it's kind of loosed out. And then you watch as she says, she casts sending. Hello, it's me, Bim Norton. I heard about home. How are you doing? And you watch as the line that's between her two hands starts to move and react to the vibration of her voice. Almost as if, kind of like an old radio, like in the old radios, you can see when they're talking. A few moments pass, and you hear a response.
Yay.
Actually, I haven't had a purpose to use this voice yet, so this is actually going to be a unique one.
Yay.
Hello, Bimp Norton. Yes, I have heard the news of what happened back at home. I'm not currently in. I'm actually currently with another spellcaster in Westray. Be safe. And the message ends there. At least it's nice. At least it's nice to know that my master is okay.
Who's repeating you? Ralph.
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 Ralph Wiggums.
No.
Wealth has your echo.
I know. Can't be helped sometimes.
Understandable.
Did you want to send the exact same message to your mother?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not gonna cost me anything to respond back to.
It's a third level spell slot to cast the spell, and
Yeah, I know.
and
But
they
it's
can.
not gonna cost me anything to send.
No,
reply to
the
a message.
sending spell has no material components that aside from your spellcasting focus.
But if I were to respond back to my mentor, it's not gonna say.
Oh, you would have to use sending again because it's only a message to and a message from.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna send the exact same message to my mother.
Okay, to.
It was Vivian.
No. Vivian was
No.
the owner of the magic
No.
shop. It was Vidal,
Yes.
owner of the Clockwork Inn.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You guys hear?
Who gave Blue that magic ale?
That is correct. You guys watch as Bimp Nutton once again stretches out the line, and she speaks into it once again, and you hear the familiar message of, "This is Bimp Nutton. I hope everything's okay. I heard about what happened at home." However, with this one, you do not hear a response. You actually hear static. You swear you hear words coming in and out of this, but it's almost as if it's being jammed. I need Bipnotten to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
No, not again.
Bimp's mom is in North
Oh
Korea.
no! Oh, this is gonna be bad.
You say wisdom?
You have a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 19.
Okay, well that's a successful save, so you only take half damage.
No.
Ouch.
Blue slowly counts from 5 down to 0 as he watches this.
Bipnotten, you take 30 points of psychic damage,
Ouch.
and you start to vomit seawater.
Ooh.
Blue goes on over to her, it pats her on the back, and casts a 3rd level Cure Wounds.
Okay. So Blue, you come over and you play a few notes on your lute. You patch Bipnotten on the back.
And 13 points of healing. So nearly half. Bimp,
Oh, now I
who did you
feel.
try to call?
Abby started to cry. I feel bad now.
Oh,
Oh,
It's okay.
it's
I want to
okay.
hear your tears, Abby. Let me hear them.
Jesus.
That sounded
Cry
dark.
into the
It's
microphone.
okay. I'm sorry. Do you need a hug over there? But you were surprised to know your master wasn't home though. She actually hasn't been in some time.
Ooh.
Her studies called her elsewhere. She just didn't return when she found out about what was going on. Yeah, funny thing.
Laughing.
Yeah, she is. So the funny thing is, the world continues to move even if you guys aren't there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I know.
about to say, she was in.
Right.
Apparently, there was apparently some stuff came up in Westray that had followed the research she was doing, and thus she went to the capital. She's been there for some time. You don't know which spellcaster she knows there, but to Blue would know that there's quite a few spellcasters in Westray.
Mm-hmm.
So it would make sense. Her tower, however, it's funny. If like you don't know this, but her tower, because she has a classic wizard's tower. It's sticking out of the water. It's a tall tower, and you would know that. It's one of the few places the Neo-Naga keep trying to get into, but they can't.
Can't. Bimp keeps rubbing her back.
And did you roll?
Yes, 13 points of healing.
You regain 13 points of healing
Almost
as
half.
you cast Cure Wounds on your back. And Knuckle will do the same and cast it at 3rd level as well. There.
Just to do everyone up, I'm gonna do it at 4.
Okay, wow, okay.
I'm not actually.
Regain.
Okay.
I just want to prove that I'm better than all of you and cast
Yeah,
Cure
and
Wounds
also-
at 10th level.
Also, I have been forgetting to add the fact that Knuckle is a life
Life
domain.
cleric.
Is a life domain. I keep forgetting to add his healing bonus. You regain 22 HP.
You're back at full.
You're back to full.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that Knuckle is a life domain cleric, and his
Life
healing
clerics are amazing.
and his healing is so much stronger. I just keep forgetting to add it proper.
It really is.
I have a lot to keep track
Second.
of. I have
No worries.
I know.
Understandable. Over probably 1 million characters.
Sekati at level 1 can heal so much.
but either way,
Blue keeps rubbing her back a bit and asks, "Who did you try and call?" Knowing the setting spell.
well, the first person that I messaged was my master, and she is not in Pegland. She apparently she had business in Westray. I don't know which spellcaster she went to go see, but she wasn't home at the time, so her tower must be locked inside of Pegland. The other one that I messaged was my mother, Videl. I don't know if you remember her, the owner of the Clockwork Inn.
I do. I remember her well.
Yeah,
You were always embarrassed around her.
I am. You see a very sad smile. Yes, I sent her a message and it came back very garbled, and you watch as she kind of rubs her temples, and apparently there was a retaliation for casting it. I'm going to assume that she might be one of the prisoners.
But that's a good thing. She's not dead.
True, very true, but that doesn't make it any easier.
Yes. This sending stuff, it's fun. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh, absolutely, a very useful spell, and I'm very happy that I got to add that to my spell book. But at the same time, it's also a very painful spell sometimes.
Yes. You remember the father or priest back in Black Hollow?
Yes, I do.
I cast message on him when I was upstairs alone.
Well, he was just an incorporeal form. Did it work?
It did,
Fascinating.
but the problem with that is it didn't do what normally did. It did go to something. Something tried to respond, but it could not.
Fascinating.
What did you hear? What did you fully hear? What was the sound blocking out the voice?
Roll me for not you, Blue. Abby, I need you to roll me a perception check. Unfortunately, at disadvantage because of how garbled it was.
He's asking if she heard static or actual voice, anything.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a. That's not my strong suit. Anyway, 6.
A 6. Unfortunately, you couldn't make out any words that were being formed. You know that she was saying something. The voice, even through the static, was recognizable. You could tell it was her, but it was muffled, almost as if it was suppressed. Unfortunately, it was some kind of static, but it was. But I know it was her. I could hear her voice, just not properly. Unfortunately, I would assume it was if there was some kind of ward on where she's being held, I wouldn't be able to hear her proper.
I only heard static when I called the father. But I did. Hold on. I can find him. What was the second? The stewards for him. Do you remember Stuart Matthias back in?
Back in Peglin. Yes. I vaguely remember. I vaguely remember. I didn't do too much work with Lord Marklehay, but my master did.
When heading to Pegland, I tried to call him. This was when me and Kazir over there got teleported away to the desert, and then teleported to Pegland. When I attempted to call him, the message got sent out, but it felt like it hit a barrier. So, wherever she is okay.
At least that's a comfort. We're gonna have to make our way back there at some point.
Yes, hopefully not too long from now. I can try and buy us some time. You know I can talk to Theander if I need to.
Very true, very true. Well, anyways, mates, sorry to be a bummer about that whole situation, just information that we gathered and figured it was worth sharing considering you're talking about Pegland.
Information is very helpful, even if it isn't what you want to hear.
That would
Yep.
that would be correct. While you guys are talking, suddenly you guys hear a knocking sound coming from the door. Hold on a second, mates. You watch as he goes over and he opens the slide and goes. He asks for the password, and he gets a response. You watch as Truewave opens the door, and in you see five more tabaxis. You see a Siamese brownish blackish colored tabaxi. A Persian, very poofy around the face, but very well trimmed throughout the rest of her body. A calico colored tabaxi. A orange furred tabaxi. And you also see a jaguar fur tabaxi. Alright, mates, what'd you find? If anybody would like to, you can roll a perception check to try to overhear their conversation.
Sure.
Why not? Natural one. Yeah, he's busy writing.
And she was a bitch, and he was an asshole.
Well, it's a bit more poetic than that.
Doth he know that she waseth a bitcheth? But natural one for you. A 5. Garnet had +2. 6. Garnet, I feel like you're a little preoccupied with hearing the news of Peglin being underwater. Because you're...
Yeah?
Did you want to roll a perception check? Or?
Oh, yeah, I rolled 18.
Oh, 18 plus 7. Oh my god. Alright, in that case...
Oh, no, that was when... +7 is blues. Mine is +9, technically.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You guys here... about to say... okay. Belrate, did you want to try to roll a perception check, or were you more entranced with the conversation?
Yeah, no, he won't.
Okay.
Alright, then.
Kazir. Alright, mates, what did you find out? Apparently it's not too good. They're looking... Apparently they found some things that they were looking for, and are these the folks that that they've been talking about? Yeah, it's the one that Lady Dream has been talking about. Alright, so they're trustworthy. Yeah, yes, indeed. They're trustworthy. You see, Kazir, you vaguely see him jab a thumb towards you. That's the one that did the job in Makanali. The one, the beast that got away. Okay, fair enough. You guys, as you hear them see them start to shuffle, because you just kind of reposition yourself and make it look like you weren't listening at all. Just kind of straighten try to straighten up.
Yeah. Sounds good.
As they come over, you see the jaguar-skinned, the jaguar furred tabaxi come over. A pleasure to meet you. The name is Swift Glove. You could just call me Glove. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well. He goes to shake the tabaxi's hand.
And she will gladly shake yours back. No roll needed. She softly shakes your hand.
Cool. He shakes it in the roughly same grip that she shakes his.
Fair enough. You're the one that was in Bacchanali.
Yep.
The one that did the mission for Crescent Moon?
Yeah, that's me. Though I wouldn't have been able to do it without the help of the others. Kind of gestures to his party.
Fair enough. A man with some modesty, I can respect that. But anyways, anyways, mates, Glove here has actually was leader of our reconnaissance team, the one that was checking out the town we would. He kind of moves his finger to point at all of you guys before we go in.
Fair enough.
What? Why don't you go ahead and tell them what you found out? Oh, right. So, upon doing some research and asking some people, sleuthing around a little bit, we found out about something. Apparently, this clown, his name is Garland. Him and his contact, a one-armed man named Vector. Apparently they were apparently they had been doing some research. Garland said that his master wanted him to test something.
They brought back a Hydra.
That's very unsettling. Apparently they're using the keep in the town as their testing site. They apparently went around the town and needed to find 5 gems. Apparently some of the orcs were working with were crafters, and apparently they had just gotten apparently some kind of ruby, a decent sized ruby, about the size of a bowling ball.
Wow.
And apparently they're looking to do some kind of ritual. Unfortunately, my magic is not exactly towards the occult. Do any of you would know anything about that kind of ritual?
I'm a ritual caster. I want to roll to intelligence.
This would be an Arcana check.
Or an Arcana. Okay. This would be something for Henrik.
I was about to say, does anybody know what
16?
Does anybody know what Henrik's Arcana is?
He has advantage with Arcana checks, plus he has a +4 to intelligence and expertise in Arcana, I believe.
Okay, so that would mean he would get to add his proficiency modifier and his plus
No,
4.
just a +7. So that would be, yeah, he would have a +7 and advantage to Arcana.
Do you want to roll that?
Yes.
Just roll for him because he's not here. I have no
26.
idea. Yeah. Okay. For Henrik and for Bimp.
I got a nat 1.
Oh my gosh.
Oof.
Not your night.
Second in a row.
Blue, it must be ghosts. It has to be. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Paying attention.
But Bimp and Henrik, you would both know that rituals typically require components, strong conduits of energy in order to properly do something of great power. Now, depending on what the ritual is, would determine certain things. Certain rituals require certain aspects. You would know because your master has worked with stuff like that before, especially dealing with any conjuration wizards and abjuration wizards as well with their binding spells. And for Henrik, his various different experiences in his school back in Starlam, would also know that the rituals like that. But however, with how high of a roll that Henrik got, and I would assume Henrik just shares with the party since he's not here to object, he would say that a ritual with gems of that size, they're using it as a conduit. They might be trying to summon something. Or try to seal something.
Pardon me. Ouch.
Right.
Fuck.
So we have to stop that before the night is over.
According to
Am I correct?
That would be more than likely would be correct. With the time of day it is, we probably would want to get some rest. But to my knowledge, it's all going to be going down in the keep in the center of town.
All right.
Fortunately, if you are all willing, I do have a trick to get us in. But my party is as she motions her hand. They're all pretty weak at the moment. We need to take some time to rest.
All right.
You just
But
go.
But if everything goes down and we aren't able to do it, there's always the backup plan of explosives.
You just hear a Philman who's been quiet this entire time go, "I can agree with that, son. Some explosives sounds like a good time."
If they can't have the rubies or the gems and they're turned to dust, then, well, it can't really be followed through.
Well, either way, mates, it looks like you all have a mission to do. Now's the time to get some sleep, rest up. Looks like most of us are going into the field.
Before anything, before anyone decides to go to sleep, I'd like to ask a question of everyone in this room right now, if you don't mind.
I apologize. I was checking something real fast. You were looking to do what?
Blue stops everyone and asks, I'd like to ask a question from everyone here, if you don't mind.
What is it, son?
What are everyone's thoughts on the two nobles in Westray, going by the names of Salvatore and Victoria Ward?
I know who these people are.
Roll me a history check, Belwraith.
Because I don't think I've ever heard Blue's last name. That's
Probably have. He says it a lot.
It's an 11.
11. You have heard of the Ward family. You've heard of Salvador Ward, who is the owner of a architectural company that he basically hires out archaeological group. And basically he hires out archaeologists to dive into ruins and pull out magical artifacts and history tomes and mostly he takes the credit because of the fact that he is the person who funds and organizes the groups. And you do know he's married to a woman named Victoria, who is a properly pronounced wizard, but you would know that over the last couple of years, she's come out with him less and less, preferring to stick to her own studies. You have not heard of them having a kid, though.
No opinion.
I cannot roll for... well, I can... Hold on.
That's
Nope.
Belwraith's, response to Blue's question. No opinion.
Kark got a -2. He has no idea.
Oof. Can I roll?
You can... I would say you roll with disadvantage.
Yeah, I figured. 2 d20s. 13.
Oh, okay.
13 plus history.
Yeah, I know it. My history, I'm pretty sure, is rather low. +1.
So 14.
Nice.
You actually have heard. You haven't heard of Victoria Ward, but you've heard of Salvador Ward. Back in Usgar, in your hometown, you actually do remember seeing overhearing some conversation by some of the younger folk that wanted to go out and become adventurers. Apparently, they talked about how a Mr. Salvador was hiring archaeologists to go dive into ruins, adventurers to go into ruins and look for tomes and look for magical items and such. And he was paying really well. But you don't recall a Victoria Ward. She doesn't sound familiar to you. Let's see here. An autofill for a autofill for not for Philman, but for Alosa, because Alosa's not from this country and she does not pay attention to any of that stuff. Not even in passing would she know about that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Bim was pretty sheltered in the Wizard's Tower. Knackle's heard of them. But that makes sense, because Knackle listens to a lot of people talk. And then Philman. Hold up a second, son. You tell me you're related to that no-good Salvador?
Well, biologically, yeah.
You watch as he just spits on the ground. Piece of shit. Wouldn't no good work if it hit you.
He did try to kill me when I was 5, so...
I remember a group of us lizard folk tried to get some work and got some unkind words for it. However, the woman that accompanied him, I liked her. She seemed nice.
Yep.
Is more business.
Because it was brought up, there will not be. I want to get back into Curse of Strahd, but we are not doing it this coming Friday, because that's the day I'm signing for my house.
Oh,
Okay.
no worries.
So I
Not
will.
you.
I'm going to be gone all day.
Understandable.
I got a lot of work to do. But anyways, back into the game. Knackle's heard of him, but Knackle doesn't have an opinion. Henrik does know, because Henrik did roll for it.
And Blue told him about it behind the shack while crying.
I will leave it to Garnan if Garnan wants to roll a history check for knowing about the Ward family. That's up to him. Just because of the fact that I don't know, I would basically look to up and say, would Garnan know about this, or at least heard about the job hirings? The Ward family, the Blue's parents, Salvador and Victoria. I can tell. Well, I can tell. Oh no, you went. Okay, that's fair. But anyways, apparently, a couple of us lizard folk tried to get some work with him. Apparently, didn't take too kindly to our kind doing some research. However, the woman that was traveling with him, robes, longer hair, finer dressed nicer. I liked her. She was nice. Actually had some faith in us.
Yeah, he's really into his business, but she has a good eye and is really intelligent. But I'm trying to ruin their lives at this current moment, so we'll See what happens.
Interesting.
I'll say this, son. An eye for an eye makes the world blind. But I'm not. But I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm a sour subject of a family, so I understand. Karik just says, "Don't know."
I wouldn't expect anything more from Karik.
Never heard of him.
It makes sense.
Just checks out. Why do you want our opinions on it?
I'm just checking to see how you think about them.
Meh. Hard to say, unfortunately, even for the woman I knew her briefly in passing. But as far as I can tell, she seemed nice.
All I've heard... I'll let you go.
New nice thing, new good talent when she saw it. Seems like she was a bit worried, though. I remember she was eyeing that man quite a bit. Was some years ago, though, so I wouldn't know what was going on in her head.
How many years ago do you think?
Let me think.
Just rough estimates.
Let's see. It was before. I was in the slave trade for about 5 years, 6 years. It was right before that. Our party got ambushed. Most of them died except for me. So about 6 years ago. That would be around the time you were 17, if I remember correctly, because your character's age is 23? Or was it 21?
It was 21.
Okay, so in that case, that would be back when you were 15 and you were in the Bard College.
Alright. So it seems she isn't slagging him very much. I might be able to use that. Alright. Well, he was the more business-oriented one anyways. A free-spirited child isn't exactly good for business, as he said repeatedly.
That's funny. He never mentioned having a child. She did, though.
Of course he didn't. Why would he want anyone to know of a mistake?
She did, though.
She did?
Yeah. She approached us. And you watch as he kind of leaned back and thinks about it for a moment, because he rolled really high on his history check. She approached us.
What did you get, Casey?
He rolled a natural 20. I rolled for him.
Nice.
-2.
Yep, but natural 20 is he was trying to recollect what he knew about.
Right. But 18.
About the people, about the two individuals. And I haven't talked too much about his history, but yes, before I was involved in the slave trade, I left to get some work. I left my family at home to do some work and make something of myself. More than just a soldier in a war that was never going to end. I remember when that piece of trash turned down some good workers. She approached us, apologizing to my colleagues about the behavior of that gentleman. You call him that? We had a brief conversation. I talked about my son. And she talked about how she had a son. One that she hadn't talked to in many years. Seemed, gotta roll something real fast. Not bad. Seemed, a bit distant about it. Kind of a sour look on her face. Looked sad. It was interesting. Didn't know they had kids though. Assumed that maybe it was some relative of hers or something. I don't know about if she had any kids, but either way, she seemed bothered by the gentleman and didn't want to talk in front of him for some reason. Fighting or something, I don't know. I tend to keep out of those squabbles.
Well, thank you.
Happy I could help. Didn't know that you were related to him.
Well, not many people do. Though some people are probably piecing it together now that we've become a bit of the celebrities.
A word of the wise, son. Maybe keeping a grudge isn't worth it. I speak from experience. But maybe reaching out wouldn't be a bad idea. Lord knows I wish I could.
Do you know if your family is alive still?
I know my family's still alive. I made a deal some time ago. My tribe would protect them with their lives. And they're also in a peaceful place, protected by druids. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it.
I've been on the west side.
There's a marsh area closer to the southeastern border of Atharia. It's called the Pav.
I saw it on the map, actually. And I think I heard about it in school.
Roll me a history check. It's just gonna be a full-on lore drop episode.
Yeah, not bad.
Well, I mean, we're kind of missing some, so this would be a good time.
I know. I'm kind of happy about that, considering Welf's kind of out of it, and
That's a 9.
Fortunately, the DC for this wasn't super high. You know of the Pav. You've heard of it. Geography wasn't necessarily your favorite subject in school. But
I mean, it's on his map.
But you do know about the Pav. It's kind of a place where druids hang out. Apparently, some more rare herbs grow there. It's a marsh area, so it would make sense. You don't know too much about the area or like who's there and what druids are there, but yeah. And I mean, you know that lizard folk are indigenous to the southern part of Atharia.
Philman, you do know if I were to be given a good enough description, a picture, or something along those lines, I could contact them for you, right?
I'm aware. I plan to go to them at some point. But I got a job to do first.
I'll make sure you get there. Oh, okay. God, Now I want to call the parents. Or the mom, at least.
Ooh.
Oh.
I have 2/3 those spell slots left.
It's up to you.
And we are going to take a long rest after this, from what I understand.
According to True Wave, True Wave and Swift Glove, they want to rest, do a long rest. Apparently, some of them must be spellcasters, so
you can restore that after this.
it's up to you, though.
Victoria, she's a very powerful spellcaster. She's of high place in Westray. If I were to call her, and she misses me, I might be able to get her to help.
Possibilities, I guess.
Do what you think is right.
You just kind of see. You actually watch as Alosa kind of puts a hand on your shoulder. I would give anything to be able to reconnect with my parents. It wouldn't hurt for you to try. Worst case scenario, you hear worst case scenario. She points towards the papers you already started writing on. You have a backup plan.
I do. From the way you described it, Philman, she knew I was alive. But since she was whispering, trying to keep it away from him, I don't know if he did.
Hard to say, son. All I know is when she spoke about this child of hers, she didn't want him to know about what she wanted to say.
Oh boy. Hey, Winter, you ready?
I'm ready.
Alright, Blue reaches into his bag and pulls out his copper wire. Pulls the spool, getting a wire in between both hands. He puts his mouth up to it and starts whispering into it, casting Sending.
Alright.
It's Victoria Ward.
Did you want
Very long.
Did you want to take a moment and actually plan out what you're gonna say?
Yes.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and do that? True Wave starts to kind
Let's
of
see.
talk to you guys a little bit about the setup, and he actually looks over to you, Kazir. Hi, mate. So to my understanding, you're actually looking to be a member, at least for a time.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, we have been meaning to expand over into Uskar.
I would be more than happy to help with that.
You ever thought about it?
Sure.
Or of course, if you like the excitement of Atharia, you could always stay here.
I might do that. I'm torn on what my plans are for the future, but all I know is what my plans are right now.
Yeah, according to what Crescent Moon said about you, you're a very promising individual.
Take that as high praise.
I would take it as high praise, all things considered. Either way, best do you understand? Maybe it's best I go over a little bit about how the guild works, just for you.
All right.
He kind of pulls you aside so you're away from the rest of the party.
There's still some left, yeah.
Don't need too many people knowing about this.
That's fair.
So
He goes willingly.
So he kind of while everybody else is just kind of
Doing their own thing.
most of the party seems like they're getting ready to rest and sleep and before heading out into the night towards the city. He kind of sits you down and he pulls out some papers and he shows you a circle with 8 different sections going around the circle, and in the dead center there's a 9. If that makes sense.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Alright, mate. So, this is how the Thieves Guild works. So, you got the Tribunal. The Tribunal has its 3 leaders. It has a leader of the elf faction, the leader of the human faction, but we're not going to talk about them. You're going to probably meet them, and you can have a conversation with them in Stratford if you make it there.
I have no doubt we will.
But let's go ahead and talk about the 3rd member of the Tribunal, leader of the Tabaxis, Lady Dream. Lady Dream.
All right.
Lady Dream is a very eloquent, lovely lady, and she took a lot of opportunity. She wanted to open up a lot of opportunities for us in Atharia. And because of her, there are 9 sects inside of the Thieves Guild for us. This team right here we're part of the 4th sect, the reconnaissance team. Our whole job is to infiltrate various facilities, various different very different organizations, enemy operations, and at the moment, a very special case of a war-taken city.
His ears listening intently. I see.
We typically operate in teams of 3, just to keep our numbers low, but
Makes sense.
But this is a very special kind of case situation. All things considered, there's a lot of people here, and with the broken skull involved, we wanted to make sure that our odds were good and if we needed to get out. But
Yeah, I understand.
we do have a leader, but he's not with us. He's actually back in just outside of Stratford. Keeping an eye on the battlefield. And that's Stripes of Tiger. Hard to miss him. His name says it all. But either way, it's always good to see more fellas from Uskar. It's been a long time since I've been back in the jungle.
I can understand that.
Are the beaches still just as warm?
Oh, yeah, they are. I wish I could go back there right now, but I've got more important things to do than bask on the beach. Kind of chuckles half-heartedly.
Yes. You watch as he smiles along with you. Yeah, you can say that, mate. However, I do like the snow up here.
Yeah. I never seen snow before about a week ago. Or a week ago, is that about right?
Roughly a week ago, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure.
It's definitely a strange sight if you're from down by the exited desert.
Fact.
But at the same time, it's a beautiful thing. Atharia grows on you after a while.
I can understand that.
A lot of interesting people. Yeah, I used to be an adventurer like you.
until I took an arrow into the knee.
God
Sorry,
damn it.
I had
God
to.
damn it. I don't blame.
I'm sorry.
I don't blame you. I would have made the same joke. But Lady Dream, she helped me in a very tight spot. You watch as he kind of looks at you and gives you a very serious look. If you get the opportunity to meet her, show respect. And for the
I will.
And for the love of God, don't stare.
You got it. I'll do my best.
You'll know what I'm talking about if you ever meet her.
Oh, all right.
But she is not a fan of people staring at her. You understand me?
All right. He says, kind of confused. I understand.
Either way. Is there anything you need to know about the guild, or any questions you might have?
Hold on, I'm just adding that to my note.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of information. I don't blame you guys for taking the time. If I'm going too fast, just let me know.
No, it's fine. You're going perfectly fine for me. I'm not writing it all down. I'm just writing keynotes down, and I wanted to make sure I wrote that down because I would have definitely forgotten that to not stare. But anyways, then continue.
Well, either way, just wanted to make sure that you're properly warned. But do you have any questions about the Thieves Guild as far as you know?
Vizier kind of thinks for a moment. Nothing I can think of right now. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's not a problem. But it's just all you gotta need to know is that we are in 9 different sections. We have reconnaissance. We have scholars. We have weaponsmiths. We have various different groups for various different jobs. He kind of rolls his eyes. And then you have Lady Dream's team, which I'm glad I'm not a part of.
Oh, why is that?
Well, Lady Dream is a figurehead in the Tribunal. She's part of the politics session. No, thank you. I have no want or need to be a public figure. And of course,
That makes sense.
And of course, I'm not talking about the actual public of Stratford. That would be a very awkward situation. More a political representative in the Tribunal. I say stuffy individuals, and while Lady Dream can be a bit much at times, she has been very kind and actually does look out for a lot of us.
I'll remember that.
Absolutely. You should take some time to get some rest there. It's good meeting you, Kazir.
Good meeting you too.
Might get to see more of you in the future.
I sure hope so. Because it chuckles.
And maybe you might even bump up from from initiate.
That would be cool.
Well,
He wouldn't say cool. He would say that would be interesting.
Well, all things considered, you're more than an initiate, considering you took on that mission for Crescent Moon. That mission would have killed most initiates.
Yeah, it would have probably killed. It would have most likely killed me if it weren't for my team.
Yeah, teams come in various different forms. You wouldn't know, but you wouldn't know this, but most of the sects and Lady Dream's group, it comes from many of the races that are a little unorthodox. You ever done missions with a lizard folk before?
Yeah, I've done a few missions with lizard folk.
They're very wild, right?
Yeah. A while ago, there was this one lizard folk named shit. My brain just
Skulvin.
shut down. Skulvin. Thank you. For a while, we had this party member named Skulvin.
Skulvin, you say?
Yeah.
About yay tall? Greenish scales? Seem to have a little bit of a temper problem?
Really? Yeah. It sounds a bit like him. Only last I saw him, he was more of a kind of a energetic kid.
Did he have a marking around his right eye?
Would Kazir remember that marking?
Yes, you do. During his near-death experience.
Mm-hmm. He had it on his eye and his arm.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if Kazir would actually remember that, or if you know what I mean. If I had a roll for it.
I would say you would remember this just because of the fact that he was your traveling companion, and
right.
It was a very noticeable difference.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, we've been keeping tabs on him for a while.
What's been going on with him?
Well, you don't really see a lot of individuals riding around on a wolf with multiple eyes, so we've been keeping tabs on him. Apparently, he was when he stopped, he was investigating for a Coliseum of Shadows, I believe is what it's called.
Coliseum of Shadows? Wolf with multiple eyes? That's bizarre. That's not normal.
Oh, absolutely not. Why do you think we've been keeping our eye on him?
I can understand that.
All I know is apparently there's been some hubbub going on between in the upper part of Atharia, and apparently when he left and headed down south, it apparently happened around the same time.
Oh.
So
I'll try to remember that.
Don't know too much about what was happening, what was going on, but last time at least our agents got back with us, he was headed down to South Atharia.
Oh.
Definitely an interesting situation.
Good to know.
But either way, mate, you might want to get some rest.
Oh, yeah, yes, of course. Thank you again for your kindness.
Oh, absolutely. You're one of us now. Don't forget, you've been welcomed into the Thieves Guild.
Thank you. Kazir goes to shake his hand.
And he will gladly shake your hand. But he won't just do the classic shake. He'll actually reach out and grab your forearm and shake your hand that way.
Oh yeah, I understand that. Kazir reciprocates by grabbing in the same way.
You can never be too careful when you're dealing with people with knives.
True. Kazir then goes to rest.
And True Wave walks away to rest as well. Do the rest of the party take this time to rest before the mission?
Hey, sir. Oh, you do, Hugh. I got my message written.
All right, but before you do that, did Garnan want to do anything?
Yeah, he was actually going to, during that entire conversation, like the downtime that we're supposed to have.
Yep.
He's going to be with Alosa learning Celestial.
All right, I would like you to roll an intelligence check.
Alright. 17. I rolled an 18.
Nice. Hold on a second. I'm going to roll for her. Nice. She rolled pretty well as well. It takes a little bit, but you seem to be picking this up pretty well. It's starting to become a little bit easier to understand the words, and as she's drawing it out, and a lot of the symbols are you can't explain it, but you're kind of getting it. She just gives you these weird looks. Garnet, it took me years to get this. Are you sure you have never tried learning this?
As I've said several times before now, yeah, I'm certain.
She's just giving you a look. All right. Just again, it's quite surprising, all things considered. You're new to the language, but you're picking it up really well.
Maybe it's just beginner's luck.
I guess possibly. It's very interesting. But either way, I would also like you to roll another intelligence check as she continues to help you with understanding your magic and maybe a way to work it with your barbarian with trying to control it while you're raging.
All right.
Rolling.
Give it good. Give me good. Okay. 15.
Roll for her. All right. She starts to teach you some tricks of like how to while you're basically since you're about to long rest. You go into a rage, and she starts to kind of have you work with some magic. And it's frustrating. It's hard. Like, you are trying to focus, but with that rage, it's not working the way you want it to. And it's infuriating. And but you keep focusing. And as you lift up your weapon, and you swing, you could swear. You could swear you've seen some kind of magical essence come off the blade as you're focusing on it. You don't know what that means, but something's happening.
Okay. Noted.
All right. She kind of looks at you and goes, "All right. That was a lot of good work, Garnan. It's gonna be a bit while we're working on this. You're definitely what makes you so strong could also be your greatest downfall. But I think we're getting somewhere."
I think so too.
This is definitely something that we're still gonna have to keep working on, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But we should definitely get some rest. I would prefer to be at full strength, and I have some spells I want to study before we go.
Before we do that, I actually meant to ask you.
Oh?
You've been doing a lot for me recently, and I feel like I should be able to reciprocate in some way.
Oh. Well,
I'm not exactly sure how, though.
well, to be fair, Garnan, teaching you Celestial actually has been a nice distraction from my goal. We are getting closer to where my visions were showing me of the portals, but it's nice to not have to think about that all the time, and kind of share what I was learning in Oshana. I mean, if I tried teaching Celestial to your friends, it would probably hurt them to try to learn it.
Do you think maybe I'm learning it easier because I'm a witch?
I'm thinking that might be the case, but I'm not sure. It's definitely an interesting case study. But either way, if something does come up, I may just ask for your help, Garnan. But in the meantime, really just being able to share where I came from, that's actually been helping a lot.
Good.
But either way, you watch as she kind of just walks up to you and pats you on the cheek a couple times. I have some spells to study, and you need to be at full strength for going into this city. Can you promise me that?
Yes, I can.
Okay. And you watch as she just kind of gives you a wink. Good night, Gardan.
Good night.
And you watch as she gets into one of the bunks and she pulls out her grimoire. Which, actually, I don't think I've ever discussed exactly. The book she does carry a book around with her. It is old looking. It has markings that, for most of you, make no sense whatsoever, except for to Blue and to you, Gardan. Because for you, Blue, you recognize some of the markings because your gloves have some of those markings. And for you, Garnan, you recognize some of the symbols because of the fact that you've been working with like witch-based magic. You recognize a lot of these sigils and symbols.
Yeah.
But it is a old-looking book, and the leather is very well worn.
Okay.
And she is just opening and reading away at her spells as I take the time as a DM to prepare her spell list. Not an excuse at all.
No worries.
But Blue.
Hello.
What is your message, my good sir?
Alright. Blue sits there for a bit, thinking, watching everything happen. Then he just pulls the copper wire up once Alosa goes to ready her spells, and starts whispering into it, casting
All right.
for this. For the first cast, he's using a voice that he doesn't use much. A voice that has been drilled into his mind, making him sound more like a noble, more proper. And he cast it.
All right.
Greetings, mother. Missed you. I'm sorry for not contacting. Father wants me dead, so I couldn't. I did it. I'm famous. Wanted, but famous. He cast it again, before she gets a chance. I need help. Broken skulls are growing and will bring the abyss to the overworld. Massive plague. Please help. I need you. Stay safe. Please. That's it.
All right.
50 words for her.
A few moments pass. These moments feel long and cold, and you don't know if she's even going to respond. But then you feel a sensation in your head. It is nice to hear from you again, son. It has been some time. Yeah, I am very much aware of how your father treated you, and quite frankly, how I treated you. I'm not with him anymore. I left him about a year ago. Sorry to hear about what's going on. I know some things about what's happening. I can do what I can. If you wish to seek me out... Gotta pull up my notes on this. Hold on. I got it right here. I'm in the city of Alnerwick. With a friend of yours. Much love. And you watch as the message ends.
Okay then.
Oh no. Oh, fun.
What?
Wow.
I'm afraid of who that friend is.
What if it's Skulven?
Eh,
Wouldn't that be a
That would
terrifying
be-
thought?
that would be a.
Oh,
It's just all of a sudden,
Scoop would
well, how's it going, guys?
Yeah, yeah.
Scorpion went south.
Wow. Herma's character gets around apparently.
Blue goes to bed hugging the copper wire.
I was curious when you were eventually going to message them. I assumed it was going to be in a drunken stupor.
I was, yeah.
No.
I was just waiting for all of a sudden Baloo to just go like, I am ascending to my mother. That bitch.
Yeah, that would have seemed right. I'm glad to hear this story.
Yeah, it was something that I'm surprised took this long. I figured in like Mock and Ollie or something, like you were gonna get into a drunken stupor. You started talking about your parents. I was like, man, this probably might be the time. Who knows? Like, how is this gonna go? Like, he hasn't talked to his parents in like what 10 years.
No, he wouldn't call the mom. He would call the dad.
It's like,
The mom was okay. The dad was not, though.
yeah, because based on the backstory you gave me, it was like, yeah, my father was an absolutely terrible person. It's like, it doesn't really talk to my mom. She just seems like she just kind of went along with it. And I'm like, well, yeah, that would make sense. A guy with power. It's just like, what would happen when she became way more powerful than he was? It's like,
Ooh.
He also no one ever stopped to think that like maybe she was using him for something. Yeah. Powerful.
Interesting.
She still treated him a bit like junk, so it's fine.
Or maybe even a marriage of circumstance. But say it was just a matter of like, you didn't give me anything specific on your mom, so I was just like, oh, okay, so let me just flesh this out. It's like, what is she like? Okay, well, he never said anything terrible about her, so she probably isn't terrible.
If she's with Kevlar, I'm gonna shoot you. If she's with Roland,
No. Kevlar still has his place. He has a job to do.
That would be funny, though. You gotta admit.
It would be.
Yeah.
It would be queer. It would be hysterical. But you know me, I just jest.
Kevlar, no. Kevlar is, but I'm now guessing she is with Roland. To bed.
Yes.
All right. So you fall asleep cuddling your copper wire and your roll of copper. Just who knew? What does this mean? What could it mean? But you guys.
What friend?
And Belwraith. Sleep comes really difficult for you. As you constantly you're trying to sleep and all you hear in your head is two voices arguing with each other. Constantly about morality. I'm just telling you, this is fun. Belwraith, have you thought about joining the guild? I mean, it would be loads of fun. Don't even speak like that. Do you not understand what this is? These hooligans, these debauchery filth fiends. Oh, you just need to take a load off and have some fun. You're such a fuddy-duddy. And just bickering over and over in your head. It is very hard for you to rest.
I'm gonna roll on a d20 real quick.
All right.
He doesn't sleep at all that night.
Oh, oofda.
He rolled under 10.
Oofda.
Oof.
So you're disallowing yourself the benefits of a long rest.
Yep, and I'll take a point of exhaustion as well.
Duly noted. You gave me some fun characters to work with.
Oh, I know.
But as you guys rest, you are eventually hear a familiar, "Aye, mates, time to get up. We have a job to do."
Izir pretty much leaps out ready to do this.
On your feet.
Yep.
If you guys use any spells, they are recovered. If you guys have any missing hit points or rages or anything like that, those are returned as well. You guys are fully rested. Except for Belwraith, who is... it looks exhausted. You guys are noticing some extra bags under his eyes.
Oh, part of the mission was to get a good rest. Why didn't you do it?
Morality.
That's his entire response. Just.
Well, either way, I'm curious about what's going on. Alright.
Same here.
Alright, mates. We're all going in, but we're all gonna... It's gonna be an interesting circumstance. We're gonna need to split off into teams. Large groups will tip them off.
Understandable.
So the truth is, you each are gonna get a buddy. It's gonna be one of us, as you see the 10 tabaxi. You see 10 tabaxis around you.
Blue puts on his mask, puts on his hat, and
Won't be no matter what you wear, we got you covered. Because none of you really fit in this area as orcs. And as he looks over to Gardan, to Knackle, and to Filman, who look nothing like that.
Gardan kind of gives him a stare and then uses his disguise self feature to look like Prigka, but with dull fangs and longer hair.
Interesting. As a dungeon master, nice. But don't you...
Just waits to see his reaction.
He looks at you and goes, actually, I'm going to roll for this real fast. All right. He looks at you and just goes, I stand corrected. Nice on you, mate.
Gives him a wink.
But either way, for the rest of you, it would be a bit of a trick. But fortunately, for us spies, we always have a few tricks up our sleeves. You watch as he focuses, and you watch as a lyre appears in his hand. And you watch as he plays on a few strings, and he casts seeming. Everybody that he can see, you guys watch as you all take on the forms of various different orcs.
Oh.
Physically, you don't feel different at all. For you, Garnan, it basically he just layered Pritka on top of Pritka. There is no difference. The difference is, however, your disguise self lasts an hour. Seeming lasts longer than that.
so it's just random orcs, no description.
Nothing specific because nothing specific, mate. I need to make sure that you all look as inconspicuous as possible. We've taken out. Here's the truth: is we've taken out a couple of their orcs over the past 2 weeks. You guys are all disguised as various ones, but only us, as he points to the tabaxis, know what the actual orcs look like. We taken on their forms so that if anybody asks questions, we can answer.
Makes sense.
Well, either way, you each gonna get team. Go ahead.
Did you make sure to put their mark on?
Absolutely. And you watch as he points out the mark. But either way, mates. You each are gonna get a member of our sect with you. We can all speak with each other without having to talk. As he kind of points to his head. Very special thing about us in the Thieves Guild. We're also your way out. We all have an emergency cord, if that makes sense. We know how to get out of danger if something comes up, but you gotta stick with us. Does that make sense?
Understood.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's divvy up. Let's divvy up our teams. So, for you, Garnan.
He did not tell him his name.
Oh,
He would have done a rule.
apologies. For you, big man, as he points to you, Garnan. You're going to be traveling with Drifting Cloud. As you see a calico cat walk up to you. A pleasure to meet you.
You say so. You as well.
As long as we stick together, we should be good. Let's see here. Mr. Tiefling, I never did catch your name.
Belwraith kind of looks up.
You don't have to give me you don't have to give me your name if you don't want to.
Belwraith.
Pleasure to meet you. You're gonna be teamed up with Fallen Twig as a black cat with splotches of white walk up to you. Pleasure to meet you.
I heard Belwraith is very entertaining.
Mr. Was it Philman? That's right, son. You're gonna be teamed up with Odd Guest. You watch as an orange tabaxi walks up. Alright. Blue.
Hmm?
You're gonna be teamed up with Swift Glove.
That works.
Sounds good to me. Miss Alosa. You're gonna be teamed up with Nimble Brain. And you watch as the Persian tabaxi walks up. A pleasure to meet you. And to you as well. Let's see here. Mr. Kark. Oh, yes, that's me. You're gonna be teamed up with Hidden Depths. And you watch the Siamese cat walk up.
Yeah.
Whoa! Pleasure to meet you. The pleasure is mine. Alright. Scary man with a gun.
His name is Henrik.
You're going to be teamed up with Page of a Book. And you watch the cheetah furs tabaxi walks up.
I hate that name.
Just Page will do. Leave that. Otherwise, I gotta go down my list.
Knuckle.
Yep, Mr. Robot Man. You're going to be teamed up with Tranquil Fire. A pleasure to meet you. A pleasure to meet you as well. Bimpnotten. You're going to be teamed up with Beauty of Summer. And you watch the white skin, the white furred with black spots. Tabaxi walks up with to you. A pleasure to meet you. I'm very excited to work with you. And last but not least, Kazir.
Yeah.
I'm going to be sticking with you.
All right.
All right, mates. This is going to be a big job. We're all going to go in different parts of the town. We have our mission. Reconnaissance. We're going to ask some questions. But our main goal between all of us, as he points to all of the tabaxis, once we know whether or not they've been in the town, we make the decision if we want to go investigate the tower. Nobody goes into the tower alone. This is a very dangerous mission. Don't lose your buddy. This could be very dangerous. This is a very dangerous place.
Got it.
If any of you have encountered anyone on the way, there are lots of dangerous people in this city. But the tower is where they've been holed up. Once we've looked around a bit, we can all meet up and investigate. But stick with your buddy. Do I make myself clear? You see all the tabaxis just kind of go, "Sir, yes, indeed."
Blue just pulls out a mace. Mhm.
That's my purse. I don't know you. Pulls out mace. And just in case any of you don't know how this spell works, as he points to his body, and you see the orc body. The spell lasts. The spell lasts for 8 hours. We have plenty of time. It is night, so we should be able to get in no problem. We don't need to worry too much about being inconspicuous. These orcs are up at all times. Just be prepared. We don't know what we're walking into. But I hope you guys are ready. Because we might be in for a heist.
How do you feel about heists?
Nice.
Shall we?
Ready whenever you are.
Alright.
Let's go.
And I will leave it up to you guys, because it is 1 a.m. at your time.
Yes, keep going. Continue. Must play.
Yes.
Alright.
Let's keep going.
If everyone else is cool with it, I'm cool with it.
I
can keep going.
I was about to say I'm not against cutting it, because I was not against cutting it for a moment because we didn't have Henrik, but if Herma's feeling up to it.
Well, he's back now, so.
Is he? Irma, speak. Silence.
If you're talking, we can't hear you.
I just didn't want to do anything that, like, because when you guys go into this might be a big moment, and I don't want anybody to miss it.
Alright.
Well,
Fun.
it's your guys' call. I'm not,
Need Irma.
It must be so hard to die of exhaustion in this game. That level 5 exhaustion, your speed is reduced to 0.
Well,
You
yeah.
can do nothing but rest.
I mean, the only real time that becomes bad is when affected by certain spells, or when in a freezing or super dry climate, aka desert mountains.
I mean, we could definitely start and just we could definitely keep going for a little bit. Just when we get to Henrik, at that point, I might cut it just because I don't want Herm. That way I can start it. That way I can start it early, like the time I would normally want to start it. So that way you guys actually have some time to do some things that you want.
I'm down.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Basically, save Henrik's part for last.
Exactly.
And
So
first part.
So we could go for a little bit longer. I absolutely have no problem with that. So,
Do you work tomorrow?
I actually don't work tomorrow, but I am. But I do have some other things to do, and I could be up late, just not too late.
Gotcha. You good?
So in the meantime, you watch as he kind of looks at you guys. Which one? Is there any one of you that's particularly bad at being stealthy?
I could be better.
You watch as Knackle raises
I
his
raise
hand.
my hand.
Better say Knackle raises his hand, and Philman also raises his hand.
Oh man, Knackle, Gardan, Belwraith.
For easiness' sake, I have. Why? Weird.
I have disadvantage, but a plus
I have
2.
+3 on it.
I have.
What the hell?
I am very certain I have the worst.
They aren't exactly the stealthiest bunch.
Izzy is probably the stealthiest.
Well, I'm here, but you are level 9. Or, yeah.
I mean, even outside of that, he's got the boots of Elvenkind, a cloak of invisibility, along with other trinkets.
I just realized I've been doing my proficiencies wrong this entire game with Garnan.
Oh my gosh!
Oh shit!
So, because my app autofills, I had it on a really old update because I've had this app for so long. And it was still doing my proficiencies from like level 3.
Oh,
so it was only +2 instead of +3. So I actually have a stealth of +4.
Ooh, nice.
Dumb.
Yeah, I don't. It was going towards the misc bonus, not proficiency bonus, which is weird. So I just fixed it and it should be fine now. That was really confusing.
Yeah, I'm dead certain that Belwraith is the worst at stealth.
Well, there's Knackle and Philman.
Belwraith has.
Drag.
Philman's is not terrible because he's a lizard folk, but and they do have some decent stealth, but it's not great. And also, it's hard for him to stealth. He's wearing heavy armor.
And he's
so is
twice as
Belwraith.
as anyone else.
It's his modifier.
Yeah, he's gone.
We lost him again.
Odd.
Lost
Probably
another,
Wi-Fi problems.
lost another one. So, he basically looks at you and goes, "All right, mates. Who wants to be the first one? Probably the least stealthy of us."
Belwraith keeps his hand up.
All right, Belwraith. And he looks over at Fallen Twig. Stick with him. Make sure he's doing good. You can count on me. I will make sure that he does.
I am very hard to kill.
All right, Belwraith. I need you to roll me a stealth check.
It's gonna be terrible. I have this. Fuck! I wasted that 20. I'm salty about
That's
it. 9.
That's sad.
I'm mad about it.
Agreed.
I have 2 disadvantage on that because heavy armor and a point of exhaustion.
Yeah, you don't get double. There's no such thing as double disadvantage. You just roll a disadvantage.
Some games have it, very few though. But either way, still 9.
9. Well, fortunately for you, for Fallen Twig, he has expertise in stealth, so that's a 29. So basically, it's a more of a group stealth check rather than a single stealth check. As you walk up to the town, here, Fallen Twig takes you in through the front, the main area. As you get up close, you see some orcs who just look at you. Basically, okay. So best way to explain this, since none of you except for Garnan, Henrik, and Blue have gone through this area. This is very specific. I have to get to my notes just to make sure I'm explaining this proper. Here we go. All right. As you walk up, you see a large, ornate stone walls. As you walk up Belwraith, you see various different symbols and sigils on the walls. Roll a religion check.
Okay. I gotta find it. Just give me a second. That's a 16.
You recognize some of these symbols. These symbols are foreign, but with your religious background and having been raised where you have, you recognize some of these symbols. You see sigils, old runic writing, and old runic stylings. You recognize them as some of the. You recognize them as symbols of. Oh gosh, I'm looking for specifics here. Hold up. This is very specific to the lore of the lore of this town. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. There's a lot of notes. Gosh. Busting out all my notes tonight, guys. I'm sorry. Here we go. You see symbols of a gem-encrusted chalice. And you also see symbols of... You also see symbols of the sword. And with your 16 in religion check, you recognize these as sigils of a god named Balder and of a god named Tyr.
Hey, I know that second one. Fuck that second one.
Gotta say, hold up one second, double checking this. Indeed. But to your knowledge, though, because with the 16, it is weird. For you, you're so used to the symbol of Tyr being a symbol of a balanced scales resting on a warhammer. That's typically the symbol you remember seeing. This one's a symbol of a sword. But you do know that is a symbol of Tyr, but it's from a land that... It is the symbol that's used from a land that's far from here. But you do recognize it. Yep, it is a symbol of Balder, with the gem-encrusted chalice as a symbol of Balder, and the other one is... The sword is a symbol of Tyr.
Okay.
But as you keep walking, you come up to 2 brutish-looking orc individuals. They are definitely orcs, but they are a bit bigger than what orcs normally are, and their skin is a combination of like green and like a very sickly pale. Basically an orc is supposed to be about 6 feet tall. These orcs are about 8 feet tall, and they're both carrying halberds. And in Orcish, and I assume you do not speak Orcish?
No, I don't.
All you hear is Brunak Hersana. And you watch as Fallen Twig kind of laughs and goes, and like starts speaking in a way you don't understand. And the orcs just look at each other. Ugh. And you watch as one of them opens up the gate with one massive hand. And you watch as the gate slowly, you just hear a... As these doors are huge. These doors are about 12 feet tall, going into the gate into the city. And you watch as he just opens the door slightly, and both of you... And Fallen Twig looks at you, and in common goes, we gotta go, stick with me.
Yeah, I'll keep with them.
All right, and you guys walk into the city. You are immediately greeted to a district that seems pretty... It's not looking the greatest. It looks like it's a bit run down. I would like you to roll a perception check.
Okay, I can do that.
Winter, while he's rolling, could I request a lead box from the Tabaxis?
Absolutely. Let me.
Okay,
Let
I
me.
I'm
got
going
a
to request a lead box and put my orb of Savras into my bag of holding.
Hold on 1 second. I'm just gonna roll to see if they have any lead boxes just laying around. Because they carry various supplies. It wouldn't be unheard of them to have a lead box, but let me just double check. You're in luck. They do have a lead box.
Alright, cool. Just gonna put my orb of Savras in it and then put that in my bag of holding so it's out of the way.
Sounds like a plan. All right, you do that. So, Belwraith, so what'd you get? You got a what?
I just had to switch my headset. 13.
13? All right. As you're looking around, yeah, you're in like the beginning section of the town, and this doesn't look great. Like there's like a lot of tents set up, a lot of huts that are like made of thatch. You know that like the town is has cities typically have like wooden buildings or brick or stone buildings. This section is just like thatch buildings, and your nose is filled to the brim with like the smell of smoking meat and the smell of like working metal. You hear the clacking of like a hammer hitting steel, and it's not just in one part. You're hearing it around. Like a lot of people are working on it.
Alright. Quietly in common, I'll talk to my friend. I forget his name.
Fallen Twig. You can just call him Twig.
Belwraith wouldn't have paid attention either. He would say, should we be checking that out?
Indeed. We're going to be taking some time and looking around this area. Stick with me.
That he does.
All right. And you guys start walking amongst the tents. All right. But we're going to stick a pin there. As you watch as, for the rest of the party, True Wave looks at you, Garnan. All right, mate. You ready to go?
Yeah, let me just finish up this bag of holding thing.
Hey, absolutely, absolutely. Do you want somebody else go first before you go?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. You guys are gonna hit in through the east part of town. Good luck.
What are they doing with Layla?
Layla is they have a keeper that actually watches over their animals and everything, and they do offer to watch Layla for you. Otherwise, Cloud looks at you and goes, "I could sneak her in through." And he points to his armor. Or otherwise, I got a bag on my back.
Layla's the big one, isn't she?
She's getting a bit bigger, yeah, but she's getting out of that puppy phase and is getting into like the full dog phase.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
actually,
he kind of shakes his head.
Actually, now that I think about it, it wouldn't be different. This is a wolf, right?
Direwolf, yeah.
I mean, most orcs have wolves and everything that they raise. You could just claim that this is a new breed for you.
Seems risky.
Otherwise, yeah, you hear True Wave speak up again. Otherwise, mate, we have a caretaker for animals that we have here. We can watch over her.
Garnan will get on a knee and have Layla come over to him. What do you think, girl? You're going to come with, or you want to stay?
And you watch as she just walks to your legs and sits down right next to your legs.
Coming with? All right.
Ruff.
Yeah, I'll take her with me.
All right, mate. Good. I wish you luck.
And Garnan will telepathically tell Amara to follow them from a distance, blinking in and out of, everywhere.
Meow.
Just to keep a good eye on it. And if it sees anything, let him know. That kind of thing.
And you watch as Amara takes flight. You can see her off in the distance, but you can tell. Actually, roll a perception check.
6.
You don't see her.
I trust she's okay.
But you can feel a presence in your mind that she is around.
All right.
Yeah, but that's the thing about familiars with the witch class is that they can let you know that they're around. No words necessary. But as you guys walk up to the gate, I need you to roll a stealth check.
Don't fuck me, metal dice. Oh, dirty 20.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Cloud got a 19. So you actually beat
better than the Thieves Guild member.
You beat the Thieves Guild member. Good job. So as you walk towards the east part of town, you see that there is another gate. You see another gate similar to that in the front, except you see two massive ogres guarding this door. And you just see them looking now. For you, Garnan, you see symbols on the wall. On the walls going up towards the door. I would like you to roll a religion check.
Religion is... Where's my religion? Right there. 3.
You don't recognize these symbols. They look a bit strange, though. You see a symbol of... Hold on a second. You also see a symbol of a gem-encrusted chalice. But you also see the symbol of a... what appears to be some kind of musical horn. It's rather strange. You don't know what those mean, but they are there. You walk up and you hear in giant, "Who's there? What brings you here?" You see,
Is what's his face gonna answer? Or...
You see Cloud look at you and go, "You want me to handle this?"
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. You watch as he walks up and starts speaking in giant. "We are travelers for the Empire. We have word from Black Hollow. News that the Rooks will want to know." Checks out. And you watch as he just leans back and slightly pushes the door with the palm of his hand, and you see it open for you guys to enter. He just looks at you and in comments says, "Let's go, let's go, let's go." You watch as Layla just goes, "Barf," and you watch as she just stays low to the ground next to you, looking as straightforward as possible.
Keep an eye out. Let me know if you see anything.
Barf. As you guys walk in, Garnan, as you walk into the city this way, you see some pretty... I mean, there's quite a few... You're entering an area where there's a decent number of wooden houses. But you notice... The first thing you notice as you walk in is the smell. Roll a perception check.
Perception. Okay. Dirty 20 again.
Nice. Nice. As you walk in, your nose is met with the smell of rot. It is disgusting. And as you guys are walking briefly in, immediately you're seeing bodies of humans, various different species of people, tabaxis, elves, other orcs. You watch as they are all being prepped, almost as if they're ready to be buried. but they're all kind of laying around, and you have no idea why. You just see Cloud just. Do you know anything about Orcish bearing traditions?
Not particularly.
Neither do I. I have no idea why they're doing this. It's strange.
I have a contact that I could get into rather quickly if you're that curious, but about all.
Why don't we can have a word with them in a bit. Maybe we can find out some more about this.
All right.
Follow me. As he starts to lead you into the town a bit. Not too far. He apparently wants to check out what's going on here. But we're going to go ahead and stick a pin in you.
Ow!
Sorry. A little hard. Hold on. Let me just put it right. Oh, sorry. I drew blood. I'm sorry.
Ow! Just put it right there. Jesus.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's hard to see like this. It's just one of those things.
Well, maybe if you turned on the light, it would be a little bit easier.
Look, if I turned on the light, it wouldn't be a challenge anymore.
You're not playing pin the tail on a donkey. You're not supposed to be blindfolded.
Hey now, you can't tell me what to do, and I'm allowed to drink whenever I want.
Just hurry.
God damn. All right, next up will be Blue. All right, next up we're going to send somebody who's a little bit more stealthy. Blue, you good at stealthing?
She's taught me well, so yes.
He looks over at you because you're nice, mate.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm his apprentice.
You watch Swift Glove come up and go. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right. We're going in through the north. So we're gonna have to sneak around a bit. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I need you to roll a stealth check.
First off, before we start, I was gonna cast a spell.
Oh, what spell are you casting?
Third level, so it hits both of us. Cat's agility.
Oh, nice.
We both have advantage on stealth.
All right. Good to know. That is even better.
27.
Nice. She actually got a 25. You beat her.
Hey.
Two of us doing it tonight. Nice.
So as you guys start making your way, you would know that this would be a bit of a challenge to get around this area. There do seem to be some patrols out, but you watch as Swiftglove shows you some hidden points, some like indents in trees, some bushes that seem to be overlooked constantly. You're able to sneak past them without too much issue. Eventually you make it to the path. You would know if you walked this path going north. You would hit the fork that would determine your path that you guys can walk down. But if you want to enter the city, you got to go south. You got to go south to go into the north doors.
He's just walks south, kind of swinging his mace a bit.
He watches Swiftglove also starts going south. And as you walk up to the doors, you too also see some symbols. I would like you to roll a religion check.
Yay, religion.
What'd you get?
16.
16. All right. As you walk up, you see a symbol. You see a symbol of a gold coin, And you also see the symbol of what appears to be a solar disk. You think about it for a bit, and you remember in your studies back at the school, religion is a very weird aspect, and there are various different kinds of religions. You remember in your studies that the gold coin is a symbol of Njord, one of the patrons of nature, and the solar disk is a symbol of Odur, the god of light and the sun, basically a cousin to Pelor.
Nord and a door. Why are they here?
Then as you walk and get closer, you see a very strange sight. You see 2 goblins guarding the door. I assume Blue does not speak Goblinoid.
No.
Swiftglove looks at you. Do you want me to handle this?
Yeah, I don't know when you think they just said.
You watch as she looks down. And you watch as one of the goblins walks up to the door and kind of bangs on it with his spear. And eventually you just see a and as the door opens, you see another goblin just and you watch as Swiftglove looks at you. Come with me. Stay close.
Follows closely.
As you walk to the doors, you just see the goblins close it immediately right after you. You see a bunch of stone buildings. Roll a perception check.
Okay. 16.
16? All right. What's up with you guys in 16? Jeez. But
I don't know.
as you walk in, you appear to be have gone into the nice part of town. It is like the streets seem a lot cleaner than what you would expect. You see that the people you see a bunch of orcs, but you also see a very strange sight. You see a couple of humans amongst them as well. The orcs seem a bit rough and tumble. They don't look like much to you. They look like a lot of like what the Ulnuk and everything are like, but they don't seem to be aggressive, at least not at the moment, from what you could tell. You do see them carrying a bunch of carts, though. You can't really make out what's in them from where you're at, though, but you do see they have quite a few carts that they're moving through the streets. What do you think, Blue? You think we should investigate?
My spell's still up, and I've dealt with Uno before. I think it would be best. Knowledge is good, after all.
All right. Then let's follow. We'll stick a pin there. All right. Next up is going to be Bibnotten. You watch as True Wave looks at you and goes, "You ready to go? Are you ready to go, mate?" All right. And you watch as Beauty of Summer looks at you. We should stick together and we should be fine. But I'm going to need you to roll a stealth check.
Ooh.
What did you get? Well, fortunately for you, she rolled a natural 20.
Oh.
She balanced your critical failure with a critical success. So you guys watch as Bimp is like, "Oh, all right, I can do that." Whoa! And you watch as she trips. But you watch as Beauty of Summer catches you as you trip. Make sure you watch make sure you're watching your feet.
Thank you.
And Bimp, you watch as she brings you towards the west side of town. like towards the west entrance. As you walk around, you're able to keep your distance enough that you're not noticed by the front guards.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get to the other side, you see two gnolls hanging out there in front of the building. But you also see two symbols on the front on the gate on the stone walls around the gate. I'd like you to roll a religion check.
Religion check?
Indeed.
Yeah, the dice are just not my favorite. Okay, that's 16 plus. That's a modified 20.
All right. A modified 20. Jeez.
Yeah, that's a dirty 20. I rolled a 16.
What you see on one side is a symbol of a falcon, and the other side you see a symbol of a hammer. You remember from your studies. I actually got to pull this up because this actually is because you rolled so high. You actually get a little bit of a lore drop here.
Yay! Lore!
Lore.
Lore!
Pull this up because I have it saved on my phone. You recognize these symbols. Basically, you remember when you studied in the tower with your master. You studied about the world. And the world is a very big place, but you remember there is a country to the north. Specifically the northwest of where Atharia and Tuscadol, even past Tuscadol, there is an icy land known as Volver. And in that land, you know that they follow gods that seem a little bit more rough and tumble. You recognize the symbol of the falcon as that's a symbol of Freya. And you recognize the symbol of the hammer as that is a symbol of a brutish god known as Thor. You don't know too much about Atalvor, though, but you do know that it's an icy land that's a little bit more brutish, more soldier-based, military-based, but they have done plenty of trade with the countries to the east. They haven't caused any problems yet. But Atharia has been very wary of them. As you get to the gates, you watch as the gnolls just look at you and just go. You watch as Beauty Summer looks into you and goes, "Would you like me to take care of this?" Bim just nods her head profusely. You watch as she. The gnolls give a weird look. And you watch as they slowly open the door. Perhaps my pronunciation was a little off. The door opens a bit. Stick with me. Don't follow too far behind. And you watch as you guys enter in. The first thing you notice, Bimp, is this part of town seems empty, flat, a flat land. Roll a perception check.
Oh god. That's a 4.
You don't notice too much.
I rolled a natural 2.
You don't notice too much as you walk into this part of town. It just seems so barren and empty. It is rather strange, though. You see little plots of where like houses used to be. It seems rather strange that they would have taken the houses down. You also notice that there are some orcs that seem to be hiking up planks of woods and heading towards the center, where you would assume the center of town would be.
Can I roll an investigation check?
I'm thinking that we might want to follow them for a bit. What do you think?
Okay.
Stay with me, okay? And we're gonna stick a pin in that. Next thing you guys see is Knackle go. With Tranquil Fire. Next up, you see Karik go with Hidden Depths. And then lastly, you see Kazir, you watch as Odd Guess goes with Filman. After they all pass, you watch Page Buku and Henrik. They start making their way. We're gonna wait for that description for until next week. But last but not least, that leaves True Wave and you, Kazir. Alright, mate. You ready to go?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Alright. Because the truth is, ours is the most difficult one of them all.
No doubt.
Oh no, mate. Follow me as he walks back into the building.
Kazir follows.
And you watch as you guys get to the area where you guys were bedding down, but it was a little bit past that towards where the training area was, and he lifts up a rug. And you see what appears to be a grate. We're going in the most sneaky way possible. Because the truth is, this right here will take us to the church. And you watch as
Understood.
he lifts it up, and immediately the smell, Kazir, this is one of the worst smells you've ever had enter your nose.
Damn.
Yeah, fortunately, it's not gonna smell good.
Understood.
But you're gonna want to stick with me, mate. There is something down here. It ain't a friendly beastie.
Good to know. I'll be ready.
He leads you down into the grate, and as you come down, he pulls the grate and he pulls it back on top, and he shows you, and immediately you just see what appears to be a lot of there is some stone. There's apparently seems to be some kind of sewage path. We found this some time ago, abandoned, wasn't touched, but sewage is still coming out of the city. Fortunately, it seems like the orcs all but abandoned it.
Good to know.
Sticks with me, alright, mate?
You got it. Kazir sticks close as he can to him.
I would like you to roll a stealth check, and because of your Boots of Elvenkind, with advantage.
Alright. 17. Hold on, let me double check my stats. Sorry. Kind of derped. And my stealth is plus 12.
So 29. Jesus criminy. He got a 21. You decimated him in stealth. Jesus criminy. Alright, mate, you ready? Mate?
Kazir just kind of chuckles. I'm here.
Jesus, mate, don't
Sorry.
don't do that to me. God.
Forget how good I can speak sometimes. He's not laughing as hard as I am. That's all me.
I can see why Crescent Moon recommended you. Jeez. And as you start stealthing your way through the sewers, you see symbols along some of the pathways. I would like you to roll a religion check.
All right. 16, and I believe my religion is plus 1. Yeah.
Plus 1. All right.
You said religion, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's plus 1.
All right.
So 17.
You see some symbols that you don't necessarily recognize, but you don't necessarily know too much about them, but you do know some of the deities behind them. You recognize, or you see a symbol of what appears to be a woman's face, and you see rot on one side. You recognize that as a symbol of hell. And right next to it, you see a symbol of. Well, you see what appears to be. Hold on 1 second. Looking this up. What appears to be a symbol of flame. You don't know too much about it, but you do know that it is a semblance of a god of trickery known as Loki.
Interesting.
Yeah. Apparently the city belonged to... apparently the city was founded by some people came from a country far from here. Apparently the Ravaged Path didn't scare him.
Must be really hardy folk to not be scared by this place.
You know, believe me, if you met people from where they're from, you would understand.
Whoa. Understandable.
Don't know if you know too much about them, but I say the people from Atelvor are hardy people. But either way, we need to stay quiet.
Gotcha.
As he leads you through the sewers, you get to this massive opening, kind of a massive round chamber, and as you look down, you see a massive pit, and it reeks. It is terrible. He just looks at you and goes, "Stick to the walls. Stay silent, mate." And I need you to roll another stealth check with advantage because of your boots.
Kazir nods as he does so.
That's my.
That's 20.
Oh, what?
Holy
Jesus criminy, God!
This is totally kitty cat today.
That's for you. That's a 32.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, he's gonna feel so good about himself. He got a 28. As you're walking, kind of very cautiously walking around the rim of the circle, you look down, and in this pit, you see a creature, and oh my gosh, it is a disgusting, it looks like a giant mouth with tentacles around it and two massive legs. Roll a nature check.
All right. Wow! Holy shit! My rolls are pretty good.
What do you get?
What is my nature? Hold on a moment. Nature. +1. So 19.
You recognize this creature. In Usgard, you guys had to get some special some of the special soldiers to come down and take care of them. This thing is known as an Otyugh. They are disgusting creatures that live in the sewers. They feed off.
Wait, how do you spell that?
Oh gosh. Hold on. Let me pull this up. This is a very weird spelling, so. Otyugh. That's not my monster manual.
It's okay. We can spell that close phonetically.
True. But hold on 1 second.
Blue got it.
Oh, Blue got it? Okay, thank you. Thanks, Blue.
Thank you very much.
You know that these creatures are disgusting things that live in the sewers. Sewers of cities. They feed off the wastes. And they are disease-ridden monstrosities. But they are also incredibly dangerous. You see what I mean, mate?
Yeah, I do.
We gotta be careful. But with your guys... Yeah, no. With your guys' rolls, the Otyugh does not... At one point, you just see the Otyugh finally stop moving and go like... Huh? You guys are frozen still for a moment.
Yeah.
And just keeps doing what it's doing. Very quickly, he leads you past the room into another chamber. All right, mate, stick with me. And as you continue forward, you kind of go on for a bit, like quite a while actually. But after a bit, you finally see All right, mate, this is our stop. As he points you to a set of a ladder going upwards. Stick with me, okay?
Got it.
As he starts making his way up the ladder.
He climbs up the ladder as well, following close.
He takes his time as you guys get to the top, and he checks through the grates to make sure nobody else is around. All right, mate, coast is clear. As he opens it up, and he leads you, he helps you up out of the grate and sets it back as you get up. You notice that you are in the middle, smack dab in the middle of a town. The streets are a bit empty for your liking, but it's kind of strange. Roll a perception check.
All right. Please be high. It was only a matter of time.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 2, but let me double check my perception.
Yep.
+9, so that's still 11.
That's still 11. That's still not bad. As you're looking around, at first you're like, God, I hope I didn't get any of that on my fur. But then as you're looking around, you notice that, yeah, the streets are a lot more empty than what you feel comfortable with. It seems rather abandoned. Why is this part of the town abandoned? Also, you see the church, which is different from what you've ever seen. You see similar symbols, but they're definitely more joyous from what you can tell. You see a symbol of a hammer. You also see a symbol of an eye. Roll a religion check.
Oh, all right. It's what? 21, I believe that is. Yep.
You roll a nat 20.
Yep.
Oh my god. You immediately recognize that symbol, those symbols. And it has you a little unsettled. One of the symbols is the symbol of, it appears to be a hammer. You recognize that from a brutish god known as Thor. But the other one is the one that makes you a bit unnerved. You recognize this symbol because in Uskar there was a problem with raiders they used to attack towards the west side of the country. You recognize that as the symbol of the Allfather, a god known as Odin. It's a little unsettling for you. Everything all right, mate?
Because you're they're kind of almost like a PTSD thing. Stares at it and then snaps out of it as soon as he says it. Yeah, I'm all right now. Thanks for asking.
Oh, absolutely. But to say those damn Otiokes are a little unnerving.
Yeah.
But either way, this is a bit strange. Normally, this part of town isn't as empty as it is. I figured it would be a little tricky for us to get out, but it just seems a little dead here.
Yeah, it's really odd, unsettling.
We should probably look around. Maybe check out some of these houses, see if there's anybody inside. Stick with me, friend.
All right. He sticks close to him.
All right. I'm going to stick a pin there. As you guys all investigate your different parts of the city, trying to find news of what's going on, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
All right. Good ending.
Session, I have even more of a reason to kill Tyr. Let's go.
God, tonight was a lot of lore. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
And it
was a good one.
I even got to talk about a country that I haven't got to talk to with anybody about.
Yeah, Tyr is the actual BBEG of this campaign.
Oh God! You better hope not. He's a god.
That would be scary.
I already know how I'm gonna execute the Pope. I'm gonna leave you guys there.
Oh my God! Just abandoned. Just good luck.
Oh God.
The after session chats are the best.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm finally fucking back.
You're back just as Kazir joined the rest of the people inside of the town, and he recognized some symbols on a church.
Okay.
And I ended the stream there because now you guys are gonna start investigating this town. This was actually a very fun session because I got to talk about some lore that some of the stuff I've had since like, when I created the world.
I can understand that.
So, question. Well, damn, Tiny's the only one here.
What's up?
Tiny, do you work tomorrow? Yeah.
Ooch.
Okay. Do we have any sessions? Shit, Karma's right.
Yeah. Karma's
Yeah.
is tomorrow.
All right, never mind. I was gonna say I could do my session tomorrow, but never mind.
Oof.
But
I know, but I want to do it. I didn't get to finish all the stuff I wanted to do yesterday, so
Really love Belwraith's gods. They are so much fun.
they were a lot of fun to work with too.
I know you're eating a person, and you can continue eating that person.
That is a weird statement if you don't know what you're talking about.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a good out of context.
No, he's quite literally just eating a fucking person.
Yum.
That is all. There is no context needed. He's just eating a person.
So
Are they a lizard folk?
You know, Tiny, the funny thing is, you didn't have to kill them. You could have left them alive and spared them.
yeah, what's fun is that?
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's fun to be a murder hobo sometimes.
It is sometimes, but I don't know. I'm one of those people, one of those players that leans towards like I gotta help people. Like I don't know.
Same.
Yeah, no, you totally could have spared them. You just didn't.
But either way, I know this session was a lot of lore and talking, and I'm sorry if that wasn't your guys' thing. But I hope you guys still had fun.
Yeah, I did. For the little amount of time I was actually doing something.
I know I'm why I'm kind of glad that we didn't get into the rough and tumble of things, and this was more lore based because I see Herma was a bit preoccupied, and I saw you were a bit preoccupied. I'm like, okay, well, hopefully we won't get too into some of the deep stuff. However, you guys got to see some lore about a country that I created literally as I was creating the world, and I was like, my question to you guys is, how do you feel about the fact that the Norse gods do exist in this world?
Yeah, it's okay. I don't really care.
It's interesting to me.
It gives more options for patrons and
Ooh.
people to worship, though.
That is
so.
true.
Time to punch Loki in the
gods
face.
to kill.
Ooh, that is an interesting thing.
This isn't God of War, Belwraith.
Well, you say that now.
But
We're killing Loki. Don't even.
No. I'm killing Loki. It's on my list of things to do in my God campaign.
Nice.
Anyways.
Well, I'm practically wielding Thor's hammer. I'm just saying. I literally, Brylan, my paladin character, is literally wielding the hammer of thunderbolts.
Nice.
I practically...
Have you thrown it?
I can throw it, and it does thunder damage if I throw it.
Have you thrown it?
Well, I had to set a secondary enchantment that it actually came back to me.
So, Tiny.
Huh?
Before I head out, this is going to be about my campaign. I will tell you one phrase that you can interpret any way you want to. There is more than meets the eye.
Okay.
It's lewd things. It's lewd things.
I was about to say this.
I mean, it is.
This sounds like an innuendo is about to happen.
Extremely lewd.
Oh,
No,
it's not sexual. It's
no,
not.
there's already been innuendos and.
So what you're saying is that your guys' characters are thirsty.
Apparently, first fucking session, Tiny's character wrapped around Herma's.
Oh god. Oh my.
She was trying to make him fall.
The Soren eye on the screen. I know, right?
Old is Callie, actually.
Huh?
How old is Callie?
Beep beep boop, bop.
Well, considering the guy she's trying to woo is about 17, that would be a little wrong, Kazir.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh,
Said beep
uh-oh.
beep boop, bop because Blue was glitching out. I mean, not as wrong as
55, so.
Two young perverts.
Well, I mean, it's not like there's other things going on in different campaigns.
What are the chances?
I mean, yeah, in this campaign, like every other campaign, including the real world, the Pope is probably touching little kids, and I think we should kill him.
I, Wintercasice, do not condone these words, and while the Pope in my world may not exactly be the greatest man, the Pope in the real world is a kindly old man that I know nothing about personally, and I will not judge, so therefore...
I'm gonna execute.
No,
I'm
the
gonna
other
execute
guy.
the Pope in real life the same way I'm executing the one in this game.
You never know, so you never know, so I'm just covering my bases.
It's just a trial run.
But
Yeah.
But either way, for all you guys on prison, not even jail, all of you, prison, not even jail, no chance of parole. No, no.
Back.
But either way,
I'm gonna hop off here and continue to build a certain thing for my campaign.
I am going to end this stream here. Thank you guys.
Or not, because Cheyenne's here. Okay, well, see ya.
Good luck, Welf.
See ya.
See ya.
But thank you guys. God is smiting you all tomorrow for that one. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't believe God is going to smite me. But either way, thank you guys so much.
He's already done it to me before.
I mean, just a little bit. You have a spirit hanging around you. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you press down on that like button. Like there's no tomorrow. And hopefully, guys, I'll get to see every single one of you in the next video. So make sure you all take care. Stay healthy. And most importantly, I hope you all stay frosty.
Penis.
No. That's bad, Tiny.
Good Tiny.
Yeah.